Howdy, and welcome to Broken Tool Garage. This video is going to cover the restoration of the heater box for this 1970 Dodge truck. Now the kit that I'm putting in this video is going to cover a wide range of these vehicles, like basically that generation of it, right? So the kit I'm going to be using is the kit from Detroit Motor Technologies. Here's a box with it. It comes with a lot of different things. There's a picture up there for that of what all is in this kit right here. Okay, let's start by getting the fan housing off. That's going to reduce some of the weight. As you can see, this is, well, hopefully yours is in better condition than mine over here, but it's a little bit, needs a little bit of loving, right? So the fan right here got a couple quarter 20 or quarter inch bolts on there. What I like to do, I have a wrench and I have the impact. The impact can knock the screws off a little bit because it ratchets it. And then I have my little wrench right here. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we can get right here, hopefully. And I've got a little magnetic tray over here to catch stuff. See, I can't get to that one, but that's why we got a wrench. And a little sneaky on that one. Found the wrench I just had in my hand. Right? Come here, you. Oh, they're hiding in the corner. Okay, that's loose enough. I'm going to use my flathead. Now, you don't have to take this piece off first. You could start somewhere else. This is just where I'm choosing to start, because I want to get as much weight out of here as possible. It's all got to come apart anyway, right? So there's our fan. Yeah. I might see if I can clean that up, but this is not the motor fan Resto right here, right? You can buy, I think you can buy these. Might be a little cost prohibitive for some of us, and that's what I'm going to try to do, is just clean that up and reuse it. We got gunk down in there, but that's fine. That's fine. We're going to clean it. All right, our next step, we're going to go ahead and work on getting the heater core out. Same process. Actually, there's this box over here I'm going to get out first. Trying to disassemble as much as possible. That way we can get to everything. Same process. See if we can get in here with this first. That's easier. One back here I can't get to, and I don't know if I can get those or not. All right. Well, that made that a lot easier, being able to get to all those. See, I can't get a screwdriver on this back one. Let's get flipped around here. Set this out of the way. Not going to be doing anything with it right now anyway. But we got this little bugger here with our wrench trying to hide. Go. If you had a little stubby screwdriver, you might be able to get that in there as well. Actually, I don't. There we go. We got it in there. If you've got a ratcheting wrench, I don't think you're going to have enough room to get the head of that ratcheting wrench in here. All right. Did Did we forget one? There is one right down here on the bottom, hidden behind our door. Great camera location because I have to do this left-handed now. But if you're going to be working on automobiles and stuff, you're going to have to learn how to use both hands. All right. Look at what we got in there. We got a leaf and we got rust and all kinds of stuff that needs to come out of there. And that's what, it's grabbing me. You look like in there. Which you probably figured that out, you know, and that's why we're doing this, because it needs this. Okay. Now, the tricky part is get antifreeze all over my floor. It's awesome. To clean that up, and I think we can go ahead and get those out right there. This should lift off now. There we go. So it just has a little lip back there, and that groove goes in there, has two little pinches to hold it in. Let's set that aside. The heater core, yeah. So it's held in by these three screws, and it's kind of wedged in there a little bit too. So it might take a little bit of convincing to get that out. Okay, I think that's the only ones holding that in there, unless I forget something. I think that's it. So let's see here. See if we can get a little wiggle. It's like it's been in here for like 50 years or something. So we're going to get a little bit of prying. So we got this bracket up here. That's not part of the heater core. So I'm going to give a little bit of movement there. And we got our, there it goes. See, we got that foam tape in there that's just kind of bonded to it over the years. There we go. We're just going to slowly work it. Yeah, this heater core is not looking like it's in great condition. I don't know if you can buy those or not, so... Of course, this is not a heater core video, it's a heater box video, thankfully, because, yeah, that could turn out quite ugly. Looking for anything holding it in. There we go. There we go. It's just the, that's what I thought. Just age. Okay, all the mud dauber wasp stuff is kind of not helping us. There we go, there we go. So I'm kind of pushing down using those hoses to kind of lift it out a little bit. It sure seems like there's something back there holding it in on this side. Haha. Right there. There's 3 of them. I bet it'll come out a lot easier with those out, huh? All right. Hey, look at that. That's much better when you take all the screws out. Whew, wrestling match now. We're getting there. Do a thorough cleanup whenever I get done with this. Aha, that was the trick. Lay it on its side, and there is our heater core. I'll clean it up and see if we've got any holes or anything in it, and I do have some separation up here, but this isn't a heater core resto. It's a heater box resto video, thankfully, again. All right. Get that all the way, and I think that's all that we need to disassemble. So from here, it's just cleaning everything up, which that's going to take a minute. So we'll be right back on that. Okay, got the parts washed down, scrubbed down, sanded down, got all the loose stuff off of them. They're over here drying, all that good stuff, right? So while that's happening, let's see what's in this package. Hopefully gaskets, right? Wrestle how to open it, I guess. There it is. I think. Haha! Got to be smarter than the box. All right, hey, it is gaskets in here. That one out first. All right, now I've got a couple more things other than gaskets in here. I went ahead and got the gas tank filler over there. I'm going to do something special on the truck on that. Whole nother video, and new pedals, right? Nothing to do with the gasket set. Okay, so here's what they did. They just used this as packaging. That's pretty nifty right there. Yeah, I like it. I like it. See, that's just smart thinking right there. Instead of, you know, just throwing this stuff away, use it for packaging, because that stuff gets expensive. Okay, so here's the kit. Shows you what is in there, so that's real nice. It also, I think it comes with instructions, because the other heater box kit that I did came with instructions. So we're going to see, look at that. So that's pretty nice right there, right? They do a very good job detailing instructions. So this is going to be, oh boy, their heater box looks nice. I hope mine looks as good as what theirs does when we're done, right? Of course, you already sneak peeked that in the thumbnail. All right. Oh, I was wondering about this little pad here. I did not take it off the box because I didn't know if it came with it. So I need to get that cleaned off. But that's an outside thing right there. What I'm going to do first on the inside of the box is spray it with a good rust encapsulator. I'm going to use the Rust-Oleum Reform and Seal because it's a one-step process of getting rid of the rust and sealing it up with nice coating right there. And I think that'll work fine on this because it's not exposed to outside like a rocker or whatever. And this is actually what I'm using on the inside of my rockers and everywhere. I'm using that, right? So here we go. I think I have a good idea where that goes, and we'll explain where all these things go. We're just kind of showing what's in the box right now. Oh yeah, these right here, and all new screws, grommets. All right, looking pretty good on all that. So I need to get that taken off. Oh, instructions cut into the foam. So I do have my spray adhesive that I use. They say the 77 spray. I don't know if the same one I got the headliner one. So I like to use that. I did learn something from Ford Takeover talking to Fiddle Fart Fabrication. They have all kinds of stuff for the Fox Mustang. I don't think they do the Dodge stuff, but who knows, they may do that someday. And they say Landau glue is what is used professionally for upholstery and stuff like that. So that would be another one, but I'll use that headliner glue. It works fine for this stuff right here. All right, I got everything clean, got the heater core all cleaned up. We got this plate, this mounting plate put back on, and well, I'm missing one component. A little valve right here is broke, and I didn't buy one because I didn't know it was broke, but they're like $8. Unfortunately, I think I haven't bought one yet. I'm just looking at the pictures. It only comes with that portion, don't come with this whole tube. So, but anyways, that's heater core fixing right there, which we're doing heater box fixing, thankfully, right there. So what we're going to do, according to the instructions, and I may have a little bit of antifreeze in here because I flushed this out good. So if we see something draining out, that's just the way it is. That's why I've got a work table. I'm going to go ahead and peel this, right? Do that, and then we're going to curve it up just like that. And I do believe that's the way the instructions say do it, because I just looked at it. And we're going to do the other side. We're going to come up over that just a little. There we go. That's pretty close right there. We've got our tubes we can put on. And we got worm clamps, but I'm not going to put those on. I think you probably know how to do that, so hopefully you know how to do that. Alright, there we go. Heater core is done. Let's move on to the box. What I have is a little bit of gray RTV that I have laying around, and we're just going to put this on. And the cat is on my car over there meowing at me when he knows he shouldn't be on the car. So I'm going to go ahead and get that on. I'm just going to go in and put some RTV around there and just put that on. Get it on there real good where that old one was. And we're going to just put that on there. Now we can put it that way or this way. So I think I'll go ahead and do it just like that. Right there. Give a little wiggle. Now looks good. Just a little extra RTV, but that'll be fine. We'll be okay. And you notice I didn't just, try to put, 3 tubes of it on, just what's needed. Looks like that's sticking pretty good. So while this is setting up, we're going to move to our gasket. I'll show you how to get the glue ready and all that for the little foam gasket for the blower motor. Okay, got my table set up here. Here's our foam right here. Now I'm going to show you one. We're going to do all of them the same way, right? I'm going to be using the headliner glue because I own the headliner glue, and that's going to work pretty good right there, right? You could also use like Landau glue. That would also be a pretty good choice for this. Probably a better choice, but I own this, so I'm going to use the glue that I own. So what that's going to do, this is going to go over this ring right here. Now, normally I try to spray this side as well, but given this stuff gets stringy, goes everywhere, it's going to get all over this thing and slobber it pretty good. So I'm not going to do that for this case. There we go. It has kind of a fan effect. There we go. Well, I said I'm not going to do it, but we're going to attempt it right quick. If it's fanning out good, you could probably attempt it. It's not the end of the world if it gets on the fan just a little bit. We're going to let that tack up, then we'll drop that down on there and try to get all the holes to line up. That's the other big trick. But we got to let it tack up first, and I need to get a pair of gloves because I'm going to get it all over my hands, and then tomorrow I'm going to have glue and gunk all over my hands, and I'll be aggravated because I didn't get a pair of gloves. Okay. We're tacked up, and if you don't get the holes exactly lined up, it's foam. It'll be okay. By the way, the doors are closed and the heater's on, and that stuff is a little pungent here. So I'm going to line this up, basically north-south orientation. I'll try to drop this on there. Like that. There. Ooh, wow, this stuff has a wing to it. Once it touches, you're pretty much, that's where it's going to be. So, oh, we got a little, well, that's a little ugly. Hopefully you can do, that's real ugly back here. There we go. Hopefully you do a better job than I do. Because that looked a little ugly. But we got it on. Need to let that kind of do its thing before we put it on. Let that glue kind of finish tacking up right there before we get that on. We also got more gaskets to do too. So I'm going to go ahead and get those prepped and put on. Alright. The handle over here wasn't handling, so I've just sprayed a little more penetrating lube here. But gasket on. Gasket on. I had to tear that gasket to get it on there because it has its hinges in there, right? So that's what I did. We got a little extra right there. That's fine. But the handle was starting to get to where it didn't want to turn, and it's just going to strip on that little rivet there. So I'm just going to leave that alone and let the penetrating lube do its job. That's ready to install right there. So I'm kind of waiting on that RTV to seal with that that little goofy asphalt shingle patch thing on there, because it kept falling off. So I'll have to pick this up another day, but for you it won't be another day. Okay, fan clock, that facing up, right? Like how we see it. I'm just going to go ahead and finish putting a couple of these screws in. Well, more than a couple probably, but just going to go ahead and finish it. Now I'm not using power tool because these are pretty small and you don't want to strip it out, right? But the kit does come with all new screws for there. So once I get that done, we're going to flip this around and get the other piece on, but I just want to show the clocking of the fan right there and just kind of putting that together. Okay, clocking for this piece facing up, this piece facing up, and I'll have to, oh, my gasket is being goofy, but that's fine. We're going to screw that thing on when we're turning off, because I'll need to rotate this and I'll get that put together. Okay, don't forget about your little resistor, and we got the little foam. The cat is about to jump on my car. He's been a little sneaker the last couple of days for some reason, and he just jumped on my car again. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get that put on there, and we're just about meowed. Are we done, kitty? No. They don't like the fact that I'm giving this attention and not him. After that, we're pretty much done, other than the heater cord. Mine's not ready to go in yet because I didn't buy my piece, so I gotta wait for that to come in. But this is pretty much complete right here, other than putting that in. So hope you enjoyed this. Can you speak now, or are you camera shy? Yeah. Make sure you leave good money paw prints on my car too. Okay, now get off the car. Off the car. Off the car. Yeah, now you're going to ignore me. Yeah, thanks, buddy.